It's the third round of the World Championship in 2021. Welcome back to the Algarve. Welcome back to the Portuguese Grand Prix. Round 3 on the calendar, 1 to Hamilton, 1 to Verstappen. Who's going to make their break here at Portugal? It's the first of a double header, the Spanish Grand Prix next weekend before a 2-week break before we return to the glitz and glamour, the jewel in the crown, the Monaco Grand Prix on the 23rd of May. Azerbaijan is next on the 4th to the 6th of June. A week later, we were supposed to be heading off to Canada. That race now cancelled and replaced brilliantly with the Turkish Grand Prix for the second year in a row. France is at the end of June at Paul Ricard before going back-to-back with Austria 2 weeks' time, the British Grand Prix at Silverstone that we now know will host the first of these dreaded sprint qualifying. After that, it's the Hungarian Grand Prix before a break for the summer and then 3 races back-to-back in Belgium, the Netherlands and Italy before the flyaway start with Russia, Singapore, Japan and then back to the statesides with the United States Grand Prix, Mexico City, Brazil and then Australia on the 19th to the 21st of November. The first race in Saudi Arabia before the season rounds out in Abu Dhabi in December the 12th. In the Drivers' Championship, Lewis Hamilton leads the way by a single point to Max Verstappen, 44 to 43. Lando Norris is third on 27, Charles Leclerc fourth on 20. Valtteri Bottas is on 16, 14 for Carlos Sainz. Daniel Ricciardo the same, is on 10, 6 points to Pierre Gasly. Lance Stroll is on 5. On the second page, Yuki Tsunoda has 2 points, the same as Esteban Ocon. Fernando Alonso, after penalties last time out, means he too gets his first point of the season. No points on the board for Raikkonen, Giovinazzi, Russell, Vettel, Schumacher, Mazepin or Latifi. So, welcome to the late... Hello everybody, welcome up to the commentary box. Sorry about that little glitch, that was definitely not meant to happen, only throwing to me about 20 seconds too early. But welcome everybody to live coverage, can you tell, of the 2021 Portuguese Grand Prix here from the Algarve International Circuit. This is the third round of the championship and it is make or break time. Both Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen have won one race each coming into today. That is an impressive feat. They've also finished second. They're separated by a point in the championship. It is all to play for. And right here, right now, it is qualifying about to come up as well. Yeah, Megan disappeared. Hello to Grenville as well. Well, at the moment, she wasn't even meant to be there at that moment. The feature started playing when we were about to throw over. I can hear my director in my ear giving me an absolute fit at the moment as well about that. So, bad introduction to qualifying, but still, we're trying it live for the first time, everything, and it seems to be working. But we've got round about 15 minutes to go until the start of qualifying. And let me tell you something as well. There is drama. The pit lane opened for the press to go in and have a quick look around all the TV companies. And there is big drama happening down at Valtteri Bottas's car. They've had the airbox off as well. The engine covers off. The car's up on jacks. They're unscrewing the floor. They're trying to locate some form of problem on Bottas's car. So they've got an extra 15 minutes before the green light goes on, plus then they've got time to go and find in 18 minutes of qualifying to get out there. Realistically, they've got another 25 minutes before it's really make or break. So watch out for Valtteri, he's in danger. But Max Verstappen finished free practice 3 fastest on a 1:18.489. Lewis Hamilton went into second place on a 1:18.725. Times there close, 2.5 tenths of a second between them all as well. So it's looking good as well. Alfa Romeo drama. I didn't watch the free practice sessions. No drama so far at Alfa Romeo. Kimi Raikkonen having a little spin on the track in free practice 3, but he's okay at the moment. He spun off at Samson at the upper end of turn 8 as well. But All action, all drama coming into this round of the championship. It's the fight for the title. Hamilton versus Verstappen is what everybody's been billing at it. But we've had fantastic runs up and down in the midfield as well. Look at Sergio Perez. He's qualifying strong. Yes, he was 11th in Bahrain, but he was second on the grid at Emilia-Romagna. What is going to happen here today in Portugal? Can he get the front row of the grid again, or is Verstappen and Hamilton going to lock that out? Bottas is in trouble already, as we can tell. There's a load of atmosphere around, just waiting for anything to happen as well. Look at the McLarens. Lando Norris would have started second last time out. There's a lot of strong qualifying pace that needs to be looked at. So we've got round about 15 minutes to go, and about 10 minutes until we cross over to the commentary. Ian Birch will be with me for that one as well. But as you say, at the start of the programme, it was already supposed to be here, the third race of the Commentator Challenge series between me and Megan. Once again, we're on Project Cars, so it's only a single lap attack. This time, however, we can only use gears 1 to 3 to get round the track. Let's see how we did. Here's what happened when me and Megan raced. As we're just seeing updates at the moment with Valtteri Bottas. Live pictures at the moment. They're working on the underfloor of the car as well. The gearbox is off as well. Not the gearbox is off, but the engine cover's off as well. They're having all sorts of drama. So Bottas, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 mechanics around the rear of that car, so it's not looking good. Don't forget as well, Bottas has still racing with all of the components he crashed with last time out at Imola with George Russell, so that's looking good. Right, let's go down then and have a look and see what's going to happen with the commentator series. So, welcome to the latest round of me versus Megan. So far, it's a game of one-upmanship. It's 1-1 at the current moment, and Megan, you're going to try today to make it 2-1. I'm going to make it 2-1.
Yeah, I have a feeling that maybe next time.
Yeah, because
it will be that, because I'm not so good at timing.
You're right, and as you can see, we are still on Project Cars 2, and hopefully by next weekend at the Spanish Grand Prix, we'll be back to racing each other properly in the split screen like we did pre-season testing. So, here we are.
Whacking you.
Yeah. So, who's going first? Rock, paper, scissors. Ready? Rock, paper, scissors. You're first. There you go. Now, to explain the rules, you can only go up to third gear. So last time in Imola we were stuck in top gear, now we're stuck in middle gear. So Megan, you can rev up. That one, eh? There we go. Nice done. In 3, 2, 1, go! That was a poor start, but look, you've got some run up before you get to the start line.
I was trying to do multiple things at once.
Third gear, and there's the line. So away we go. Down now towards turn 1. Downhill section of the track. Double barreled apex, don't use the chicane. So turns 1, turn 2, and turn 3 at Lagos, all sort of looped in. What was that little stop? Can't you see where the track is? There you go.
I don't know, I was just trying to be good.
Why have I got a feeling already it's going to be 2-1? Flat out, go on, flat. You've got a hairpin next, so keep going. Just keep going flat.
Okay.
I'll tell you when to brake. 123 miles an hour.
How is this helping?
Brake, turn. Power, up the hill.
Okay, I'm pretty sure you're not meant to be helping me.
Well, I just can't be bothered really to sit down and watch you look like that. Into Samson. Named after Samson because of the Samson company up there, look. It's a permanent sponsor. Over the blind crest. Very much is like a roller coaster, this track.
I've never been on one.
Oh, roller coaster. I thought you had been on a roller coaster.
Nope.
13. There you go. Actually, you're not doing too bad here, stuck in third gear.
Maybe it's my...
I only beat you like by about, what, 2 seconds last time at Imola? Yeah. Tight corner coming up. I thought you had been on a roller coaster, but this is going to be your closest thing. This track is a complete roller coaster. God knows what we're going to do when we get to Turkey. We'll have to get the Xbox 360 out and hook it all up and do a one lap attack there as well. Go full throttle. It's completely full throttle. Run up to the line. Just keep going. Don't even go past the check. Just keep going. And keep going. 149, 150. And Megan's time is a 1:52.197. Now we've switched over. Now I'm in command. And I've gone way off the track at turn 1. You can dock me a second there if you like, Megan. Into turn 3, locked it massively. It's a fun track, isn't it? What did you think of MotoGP when it was here a couple of weeks ago? You did that race.
I thought it was good.
It's annoying, isn't it, though? Oh, maybe pay attention to where I'm looking. Down into the braking zone.
Maybe you were right about the 2-1.
I know. Maybe you are. Yours is a 1:52.204. I took over straight away. Because last time in Imola it was just embarrassing. Go on.
Yeah, but maybe it was because the reason why you, like, I don't know how to phrase it. The reason why you had a bad start, that's it, is because you were taking over from me, so you're dealing with a thing.
But this time it's a lot easier to get it done. Where's the corner? Oh, no. I've locked up. That, you can't see that. It's a crest. And so I'll be very surprised if we actually see any of the drivers fly off the track this weekend. I mean, due to be dry and sunny. Sunny right now. These are live conditions that we've mirrored on the game.
Focus on the arrows.
I know, but I've got on the long lap penalty loop that MotoGP had. I don't know I'm going to make this, you know.
Come on, I'm sure you can.
Yeah, I'm not too sure, you know, actually.
No, you will.
136, 137, 138, 139, 140, 141, 142. It's not going to be by much, you know. Across the line, 4.9, 5 seconds faster.
So you can make it.
2-1, but next week, as this is the alternate layout, look. Add a second, though, for me going off the track, and then add another second, because I changed it to 4th and I had to go down again.
You changed it to 4th?
Yeah, by accident. I immediately changed back down, but it's a penalty, so that's only 2 seconds. It's not bad, though, is it? It's all right. Could be better. Right. I wonder if we can do donuts. Can you actually do donuts in this thing? No. I'm in the gravel. I'm calling it there. So, 2-1 to me, but Megan, in Spain, we're back on F1 2020. Split screen. You know how dirty she can be when she's playing an F1 game. 2-1 to me. Absolutely fantastic then. That was a brilliant race. Just watching it between me and Megan, the 1-2 out there. 1 lap around the track, swapping over midway. So sort of giving each other an advantage in a way, but it was great. Right, update what's happening on the track at the moment as well. Valtteri Bottas had a sensor issue in the gearbox. Had to take the whole thing off to fix one little tiny sensor going into it as well. He managed to repair it. Then, of course, Lando Norris also having a problem. They've had to change energy stores due to a fault as well. So the Enrico Pirelli guys have had to come down, change the energy store and get going. It's all kicking off here in qualifying. Let's go then and get ready and take a proper look around this track. And it's going to be absolutely fantastic. Let's take a look then around the Algarve circuit with a proper lap attack. And on the other side, we'll be ready for qualifying. Let's take a look around the Algarve International Circuit in Portimao. 2.891 miles. 2 DRS zones coming into this weekend, extended down towards turn 1. 15 turns and an exciting track. Riding on board then, it's a downhill braking zone into the 3 or almost turn 1 exits. Turn 1 and 2, quick flicks to the right before the first real heavy braking spot into turn 3 at Lagos. Up the hill then to the kink at turn 4, the first left-hand corner before you really open up the taps and the DRS. Downhill to the hairpin, past the hotel. This is the Tory VIP corner, heavy on the brakes down. It'll be a second gear corner. Rise up the hill now, past the hotel on the other side. Left again at turn 6 and 7 before you come into the braking zone for turn number 8, the Samson corner. You can see the advertising boards just on the left. Uphill over the roller coaster segment of the track as you head down to turn 9, the Craig Jones corner. Flip the car to the left, rise uphill once again into Portimao, turn 10. Heavy braking spot as well into T11. Drop down the hill once again into turn 12 before my favourite part of the track, turn 13. Getting nice and stopped uphill, second gear corner, tight inside line. and now really fly it downhill. Turn 14 and Sagres corner, and then boot it hard coming through the Galp corner. Turn 15, it is flat out over the bump, a dramatic drop downhill about 15 stories, believe it or not, before you climb back up over the jump almost across the finish line, and that is a lap of the Algarve circuit here at Portimao. It is a roller coaster of a track. Everybody, and welcome up to the commentary box, because we are all set to go for the 2021 Formula 1 Heineken Pirelli Grand Prix of Portugal. We're on the Algarve. This fantastic, beautiful part of Portugal is Portimao. It's on the southmost tip of the Algarve, and what a location it is as well. The Algarve International Circuit is a sustainable venue with 25,000 solar panels powering the circuit. It saves 5,100 kilowatts of energy per year. 2.891 miles, a top speed of 212 miles an hour, average speed is only 132, elevation change at 29.2 metres, 15 turns, a 118.750 is the lap record. And how about down into turn 1 last year? Lando Norris making contact with Lance Stroll. Stroll at fault. He made contact in FP2 that day with Max Verstappen as well. Down in the Torre Vip corner, turn 5. Bottas going wide on the slippery track. The McLaren, the best in those conditions, went up into second place and then took the lead later on. Kimi Raikkonen had a fantastic opening lap this time last year down at turn 13, passing Alexander Albon on the circuit. He eventually got up into about 7th place. Tyre compounds to keep your eyes on. We've got the hardest coming into this weekend. The C1 is the hard, the medium the C2, the soft is the C3. 9/10 a lap slower for the medium tyre. The hard, 1.9 seconds a lap slower overall as well. It's going to be one of those sessions as we constantly try and watch out exactly who's going to be where around this track. Air temperature is at 18 degrees. Track temperature is 37. Humidity is at 42% as well. Not bad so far for the session. So good morning, everybody. Good evening and good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Welcome along to qualifying. Hopefully you're going to enjoy it just as much as I am as well. And let's get all the right camera angles on as well. We are waiting as well. We do have a counter for Q1 as well. That's also followed by the Q1 session, the countdown session as well. Everything's on there. Graphics, green flag. It's all going to be good. We'll have commentators as well joining me throughout the session as well. But it looks like for now, Q1, it's all down to me. Grenwell asked as well, anyone close to break any records? Not just yet. Qualifying, though, is the session to do it. Here's the Drivers' Championship. If you missed it at the top of the programme, Hamilton leads on by 1 point to Max Verstappen, 44-43. Lando Norris 7 points ahead of Charles Leclerc in the standings as well over 3rd place. McLaren seems to be definitely A, the team to beat, and B, the driver to beat with Lando Norris. But Lando has had a problem coming into qualifying if you're just joining us on our radio broadcasts, because the energy store in the back of his McLaren failed. They've had to change it. One of 2 changes allowed per season. He should hopefully be okay for the remainder. He doesn't have to take a penalty. Valtteri Bottas has had his entire gearbox taken off in between practice 3 and qualifying as well. They had to find a sensor issue out there. Just one little sensor in the gearbox that they had to strip everything for. And finally, they managed to get it fixed, and the car paired. 47 seconds until the green light goes on. We'll have all of the graphics ready for you as well. Hopefully as well that we're still broadcasting to you okay. I'm getting a flashing red light on my monitor. Hopefully that's just everything cooling down out there. But we're all set. We're all ready. It's going to be a good one. Valtteri Bottas has progressed to Q2 at the last 115 races. Lewis Hamilton, however, is also attempting today to break the record. He is attempting to become, yes, the first driver with 100 pole positions. 10 seconds then, coming until the green flag. Here's the countdown for you. All ready. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. And the green light is on. And the first part of qualifying is go for the Portuguese Grand Prix. Ferrari heading out there as well. The two Haas cars, Schumacher and Mazepin, go out together as well as they all drop down. The two Ferraris coming out, Lando Norris, Carlos Sainz, Charles Leclerc, Danny Ricciardo, all coming out as well. There's the city of Portimao, about a 20-minute drive away from where we're sitting here. All good. That's good. Sorry if the stream keeps dropping in and out. As I just take a quick breather. But sorry if the stream keeps cutting in and out. We'll fix that ASAP. Cars are running out then. Driver tracker not working up here in the commentary box either at the moment. We're just starting to get some life into it now as well. Cars already heading out. I can see at least 7. Let's hope it's all correct as well. Let me know your comments as well on the session, in the group chat, everything. It's open up here in the commentary box, free for everybody as well to take a look at. And just keep your fingers crossed there won't be a red flag like we've seen previously. Wind is at 15.4 kilometers an hour, blowing sort of north across the track as well. Air temperature at 18 degrees, track temperature 38. The air temperature stayed the same all day. We had spots of rain at the end of free practice 3 that we've seen. It seems to be okay so far. It's bright sunshine now. Track temperature has risen from 33 earlier to 38. Air temperature still 18. It's warm to me here in the UK, but for many other people, including the F1 teams, 18 degrees is a bit cold to run these cars out. Schumacher starts at time. So does Lando Norris too. Down now and towards turn 1 as we watch Lando Norris race around as well. All keeping good, all keeping smooth out there as well. As Norris up towards turn 4, off the track already. Now remember as well, track limits is going to be a very key factor here this weekend, because if you go off at turns 4, 5, 14, 15 as well, and in the exit of turn 9, that is going to be the key factor as well to watch in terms of the track limits playing a factor. Lando Norris out there on the track, down at the Samson turn at turn 8 at the moment. Everyone just breezing downhill already into the Craig Jones corner at turn 9. All going good so far. Ian Birch alongside me now in the commentary box as I'll turn down Ted Kravitz from his report in one ear. Hello, Dad. How are you handling today so far?
I'm not.
Oh, that's an easy one. Who do you think is going to take? Who do you think is going to get through into Q2 then? We were talking earlier about George Russell and Latifi.
Yeah, George is going to try.
I mean, also thinking about it,
they're all going to try.
Yeah.
It's just that George thinks he stands a chance. Latifi
wants to get through desperately.
Yeah, Giovinazzi and Tsunoda.
Is this how much? Sorry, just got across. That was Norris going over the track and losing a lap time. He's just gone fastest, but it's been deleted.
I think Vettel might struggle.
Yeah, Vettel is going to struggle a lot to get through.
Although, what I'm getting here is Stroll's in the same car.
Yeah.
And yet Stroll's doing much better times,
yeah.
and you don't understand because it's the other way round in experience way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's a 4-time world champion.
Sebastian Vettel has failed to get through to Q3 in the last 15 Grand Prix ever since the 70th anniversary race. Stroll goes top, 122.753 on the board. Yeah, so that's going to be confidence boosting. Here's George Russell. He's out there on the soft tyres. Goes top.
Russell goes top.
120.712. He's 2 seconds faster than Stroll. Williams are now taking screenshots before Vettel just went fastest by half a tenth. Giovinazzi now goes top 119. We're expecting to see them in the 118s in Quali 2 and Quali 3. So it's not going to get too exciting just yet. But it certainly is.
That gives us an idea of the bottom 4, though.
Yeah. Which is going to be mainly going to be... Oh, with lap time deleted on the board as well. So Tsunoda goes P7. Sainz has lost his lap time. So
Mazepin up to 5th.
And yet 121.941 as I try and move over one headset to the other. There goes Lando Norris on top. 1:19.8918. Lando Norris, if you're joining us, had an energy store issue in between qualifying. They had to completely change that energy store unit. It's inside the one of two allowed for the season, but he's now going to be very much risking for the rest of the year. It's only round 3. Sainz goes top, 1:19.408. Still no sign of
Unless they can repair the old one.
yeah, exactly. So it'll be an easy fix. Valtteri Bottas is out on the track after having to take the gearbox off between FP3 and qualifying because of a sensor issue. Just a little tiny sensor caused all those problems in an hour and a half's work. The mechanics haven't eaten lunch. They're now just having a quick salad, I've noticed, down on one of them. And Dan Snyder in the chat says, with Mazepin on track, there's a high chance of a red flag.
Yes, he's, we think the lad is trying his best, but his best isn't good enough.
He's the only driver to have spun in all 3 weekends so far because he did it in FP3. Race control, Charles Leclerc's lap time of a 1:36.555 has been deleted for exceeding track limits at turn 4, but that lap time is so off the pace anyway.
We had this conversation about the track limits.
Yeah.
It seems to be the norm now that you take advantage as much as possible. But it always used to be that if you did what Leclerc just did just then, then you would automatically get penalised for it. You had to keep within those white lines.
I'd just like to also apologise in advance.
That's a little wind problem there. The back end.
Down at turn 14, which we saw this morning, all the drivers getting caught out. That was with Leclerc.
That's when the rear wing goes round, and all of a sudden there's a change in wind direction, and it affects the braking and the traction. Well, it's not the braking, but the traction. The braking remains the same, but the traction of the rear wheels, and that's caught a few out. And there was a few spins this morning. One spectacular one by Raikkonen.
It's happened again, by the way, with the live timing in this on here. I must apologise. I think we're now actually struggling with our on air because the graphics aren't working as well. So we can only apologise for the computer freezing on us here at the moment in the commentary box. Hopefully you can still hear us. It's Sainz on top, 8,000ths of a second to Bottas. Yeah, it's fine. 8,000ths of a second off to Valtteri Bottas as well at the moment. So everyone's still getting a bit out there on time zones. But as we tried to repair the graphics once again that have gone away from us, which is always just typical, Alonso goes up there even faster. Sainz improving up the order. Time's beginning to come down, but we're seeing Latifi, Mazepin, even Hamilton in the drop zone. And Bottas, 8,000ths off the time in P2. That's a much better time zone to be
Lewis is only on his outlap.
Yeah, it's going to be an easy one for him to watch.
It's his first lap after coming out of the pits,
And Vettel, this is Vettel going slow on the track and almost coming to a standstill. Oh, and that's why. Oh, and he almost hit his teammate of Stroll. So Stroll's on the outside. And then we had a Sonoda come through on the inside as well. And Hamilton off the track at turn 1 as well. That's not great news.
Yeah, it's the wind.
So 10 minutes to go the session. We've got no timing.
The hairpin's the worst bit. Because you come down the straight into the hairpin, and the wind is behind you, and then as soon as you turn round the hairpin, you've got to go up a large hill with the wind against you.
Perez third, 1:19.337. Apologies if we're breaking up at the moment. We've lost timing. Once again, they decide to break it. Honestly, I need to find a new timing system because this one's getting ridiculous out there. At the moment, Hamilton, though, has gone top at 1:18.726. As I tried desperately to fight with my controls. Dad.
Well, yeah, there's the Charles Leclerc is back in the pits, and they'll change the wheels. And, I think he's okay for this bit. I don't think he's in any danger. He could have done with a bit better of time than that. But, I think it's the likes of Vettel and Raikkonen that have got to worry, in Giovinazzi there. Ricciardo's struggling today. I don't know why.
Yeah. Oh.
It may be that he's having a track limits problem and keeping within the track limits. Race control has deleted Lewis's time.
And that is put him down into 20th place. So we've got live timing back, but the graphics went crazy once again. Honestly, we need to find a better system than that. I thought it was going to be better than last year's, but that is unacceptable. So apologies on our side for the horrible graphical instruments we've been having problems with all throughout today as well. I think the system needs a good kick at the backside coming into tomorrow.
Maybe that was the problem when you kicked it the last time.
Maybe not. Hang on, we got a yellow out on the track. And now this is real. I just put that yellow flag graphic there. There's a yellow on the track somewhere. It's in the third sector. Hamilton saying that he needs to nail turn 1, and this is a problem because that yellow's permanent. I think it's Fernando Alonso who is off the track somewhere. Not sure why this yellow's out though.
Alonso's just making his way back now.
Yeah, and he's come in.
It's got to have been Alonso.
Has to be. It was down at turn 16, zone 16, which is actually down at the 14th corner. So someone was off track at turn 14. We've gone green now on the track. 7:38 left on the moment. But yeah, Alonso's did spin at turn 14. The computer's just told us, so we're right.
Beth's at it again.
Oh, Hamilton's off again
That's great,
on top of the hill. Beth saying that China wants another Grand Prix in 2023, having promised to build a replica of the Portuguese cross course in the Portimao. I can't pronounce that. It's just tongue track. I can't pronounce that.
Portimao Test Tracky.
There you
Test
go.
tongue.
See, you can get it.
I can't see it.
Do you want me to zoom in? There you go. That's better. That's easier. I can't read it either. Do ones we can pronounce. That's the Portimao. Yeah, that's what it is.
Portimao Testong.
I never pronounce half of these anyway. But Lewis Hamilton goes back up to 5th on a 1:19.493 at the moment. So gets a little bit better out there. I think I'm going to have to close down the live timing in between the sessions because every time I don't, it seems to have a little bit of an error. If I tell you what, tomorrow we're going to have a backup live timing out there as well, so don't you worry about that. If one fails, we'll get the other one straight away on. As Hamilton at the moment locks up the inside, so he's gone P5, 1:19.493.
And will that remain because Alonso's yellow flags? Did he actually go through that section?
I think he was in turn 1, wasn't he? So he's just avoided another yellow on the track. So it's Sergio Perez, according to my driver tracker, the only one who looks stopped coming down towards turn 4.
Yeah.
And it is down in that first sector as well. So, it is Perez. Here it is. Perez in the gravel. Can he get it back out? He spun at the exit of turn 3 at Lagos.
And they'll all like that. All the little bits of concrete and gravel on the track.
So, yeah, Sergio Perez, who qualified P2 last time out at the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix.
And it's coming out the brakes.
Yeah.
It's coming out, it's spitting out the brakes all over the place. So those turns will have little concrete marbles.
I wonder if they'll stop the session.
On the main line.
I hope they don't stop the session. They'll just clear it up.
I don't think they will.
They'll clear it up in the break, won't they? They've got an 8-minute break, and he just lost it backwards.
He just lost the back end because of the wind again.
He took his hands completely off the wheel as well, didn't he? So as soon as he went round, he knew there was no chance of saving that. But that wind, as you say, cost him big time and sent him off into the wall. Not to be also... I don't know what the word is, but not to be skeptical or anything or spooky, but it's ever since we changed the graphics that we've been having errors with the timing monitors, I've noticed, on the stream. Ever since we changed the graphics over. Oh, naughty, naughty. It's 5 minutes to go in the session. In the drop zone, we've got Tsunoda, Russell, Schumacher, Latifi, and Mazepin.
This is not Punch and Judy.
Naughty, naughty.
Feels like a Punch and Judy at the moment. It feels like I'm the one being punched. It's been a bit of a sloppy weekend so far, hasn't it?
Okay.
Fingers crossed that we have a good stream tomorrow in the races with MotoGP and the Formula 1 race as well.
Why ain't Megan's balloon up?
Oh, Megan's balloon is on the other side of the desk. Well, she's not in here at the moment. It's not her birthday.
Okay. Right.
Must also say that today is May the 1st. And, of course, yesterday, Roland Ratzenberger, his anniversary of the tragic accident at Imola. Today is the anniversary, in fact, round about this time as well, isn't it, of the horrible accident
with Ayrton Senna.
For Senna at Imola, yeah. And that was a horrible one as well.
And, of course, Thursday was the anniversary of Berger's crash.
Barrichello's.
Yeah,
I know. You were thinking Berger's.
I was thinking of Berger's because of the...
he had it as well,
he had that, at the same track, he had that big fiery crash.
With his hands, yeah. Verstappen, not happy at high speeds, into turn 1. And he's not happy with that car. He was complaining yesterday in practice 1 about how
this
wind, it was vibrating.
This wind and the undulations of this track, Simon Lazenby calls it a roller coaster of a track.
I can see why. Like 100%. It is. Constant roller coaster. Martin Brundle said, Spa...
Well, strap yourself in for the ride of the century.
Spa has a 102-metre elevation change from the bottom of Eau Rouge up to the top of Radion.
Yeah.
But if here, it's only 30 metres. So it's 102 for Eau Rouge, 30 metres for Portimao. But with Portimao, it's constant. It's a constant up and down.
Up and down, yeah. There's the
MotoGP riders complained of being sick, didn't they, when they raced here last weekend?
Yeah, but they loved it.
Oh, they love it, yeah.
Especially that turns 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah, nice.
On a bike, that is left, right, left, right.
Sonoda's currently in the drop zone for the second race running. I mean, yes, all right, forget it, he crashed, but still.
It's
yeah.
Right, left, left, right, 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 left.
Yeah.
I know what I mean.
Difficult track, this one, to keep an eye out as well, especially when you've got two different trackers on one screen. But here's Danny Ricciardo. He's, at the moment, P14 and crosses the line to do a 1:19.839, improves to P8 on the board. Leclerc goes P6, 1:19.558, good time in the Ferrari. Vettel, the driver at risk at the moment, he's doing a 1:20.077, but goes P4. So that's great. He got a tow, though, off Stroll and Giovinazzi. Latifi goes 16th. He's edging closer to getting through to the next zone. Russell's 19th on an outlap with 2 minutes to go, so watch out for George Russell. He's been called Mr. Saturday at the moment as Lando Norris goes top of the board, a 1:18.794. And he's just gone 4/10 quicker than Bottas. That's an amazing time for the McLaren. And that's going to put paid to where Ricciardo's down in P11 at the moment. So Noda on now coming on an outlap. And Russell is just coming out of the last corner to start his time with 1:30 left. So he's going to have a lot of easier time to go forward for Q2. It's fun. I like it in this qualifying. It just bubbles up nicely, doesn't it? They all go out in Q1.
So much easier, though, on 4 than 2 wheels.
Oh, yeah, completely. The 2 wheels, they're so much dangerous as well. We saw accidents here, didn't we, last week? Was it last week or week before?
Yeah, we saw one fall off and do what he did last season, try and run with it, and he just fell flat on his face.
Oh, debris flying off the back of Kimi Raikkonen's Alpha.
Kimi Raikkonen's car there.
Looked like an end plate, didn't it? He's got all 4 wheels off out of turn 14, so he might get that lap time deleted. Giovinazzi goes P6 on a 1:19.410. He's looking good. Fastest first sector goes to Bottas at 22.719. Raikkonen P11. So Stroll is in the drops, is at risk. Drop zone for Latifi, Tsunoda, Schumacher, Russell, Mazepin. I'll be surprised if Tsunoda is eliminated. I'll be very surprised if Russell is as well. That car's got more give, and he's on a time now. Here's Mazepin. Mazepin into the last corner. At least he's not going to annoy anybody else today with qualifying antics.
What we were saying about right,
20th.
left, right, and that, and for this track on a two-wheeled motorbike, it's not so much the corner, but the actual position of the wheels. And that gives you you go from the left-hand side of the tyre to the right-hand side of the tyre as you straighten up and to keep yourself going at the right velocity. And with the 4 wheels, it's pretty much the same, except you don't notice it.
Checkered flags out, and it is going through. George Russell does qualify for Q2 at the moment. Gasly gets himself out of the drop zone, as does Tsunoda. Now Russell's in trouble. Schumacher's already out. He's confirmed. Mazepin's 20th. He's done a time. Bottas goes top, 1:18.722. He's 10th or thereabouts quicker than Norris on the time. Alonso is through in 12th, but he's on a better lap. So is Esteban Ocon. We're watching now. But Ocon is 16th. Ricciardo's qualified 15th. Danny Rick could have the ultimate embarrassment here with his teammate currently second fastest. He could be out in Q1. So where's Russell? 14th. Ricciardo can't improve. Stroll in the Aston Martin becomes the eliminator. Vettel goes through into the next part of qualifying. Leclerc 6th, Vettel 7th, Giovinazzi 8th, Gasly 9th. Now we watch if Ricciardo's going to get out of qualifying, and he is! Danny Ricciardo is eliminated from qualifying by 42 hundredths of a second.
I said he was struggling.
That is a shocking time. Where's Latifi? Latifi, bad second sector, 41 when he's supposed to do a 31. Schumacher already crossed the line. So it's Ricciardo and Stroll, the two surprises to be eliminated from qualifying. Ricciardo's first knockout in qualifying one for McLaren.
We got an idea of that, though, in the first laps of this qualifying back, 10, 12 minutes ago, where the first initial fast laps suggested that Ricciardo wasn't doing well. Stroll was only doing as good as Latifi and Russell. And, the Alfa Romeos were the same.
I'm shocked. I'm actually shocked about that one.
And the reason I talked about the tyre wear, the different parts of the tyre, and then onto the four-wheel, is that this is one of those tracks, of those few tracks in the season where the tyre wear is almost constantly changing.
Yeah.
Whereas you get a lot of the tracks where it's either the left-hand or the right-hand tyres that, because of the way the track is, if there's too many right turns, then it's the right-hand side that gets battered more, and you get on as your tyres get older, it gets so that there's either more grip or less grip on that right-hand side, and that sounds strange, but it is true. It's sometimes when the tyre wears down like that, you're getting a better grip on the track.
Perez spun at turn 4.
I think Imola is a bit like that.
Imola's very like that, yeah. 8 minutes, 25, 40, yeah. Beth Tanner says, big, sad face that Danny Ricciardo has been eliminated from qualifying.
I'm not surprised. We were surprised as well.
I'm shocked,
but we could see it, Beth, from the initial laps that he did, that for some reason it just wasn't working for him today.
It really wasn't as well. So
Lando's in second place, so it must be a particular problem with his car.
Yeah.
Because Danny Rick, I've seen him I've seen him be. He seems okay.
Ricciardo seems fine this weekend. That's the problem as well. He's been absolutely fine. I think he's just not shown the surprise.
A lot of them are having trouble with the wind.
Yeah, right? A lot of them are, definitely.
And it's not because they had beans. it is that hairpin is treacherous. A lot of the drivers were saying yesterday that was the most difficult part of the circuit.
Yeah. Because
you're coming down a slight inclination into a hairpin where the wind is pretty strong and it changes from for you to against you as you go round. And if you get just the wrong positioning as you're turning that hairpin, right, the rear wing acts like a sail and pushes too much pressure on the rear right wheel, which then lifts the left-hand wheel, rear left, up a little bit, and you slide round.
One image coming through here at the moment we're going to try and show you, which is the lap attack.
It's all right if you're in a rally car, because that's what you want to happen.
Ricciardo just said something over the radio as well, absolutely swearing, saying that he's effed off, I think we can say, can't we, about that lap time that we just saw. Don't worry about the camera angle, we're about to change it.
Well, he had dinner with Tsunoda, didn't he? So his language is...
yeah. So let's now show you...
He's understandable, because he expects to be better than that. But Danny, you can do it. You know you can do it. Look at the situation in recent Grand Prix. Perez was started from the pit lane and got on the podium.
Here's a lap then, an off-board view of what Portimao looks like in between these two sessions. You can see the elevation change that we've been talking about, and the wind at the top of the hill at turn 4 really is causing, and that's where Perez spun into the gravel, downhill a lot into turn 5, and this hairpin, a lot of lockups we saw last year.
One of the things that happened on Thursday was that Rachel was told to sit on the floor as if she's in a Formula One car by Martin, and she could see then they can't actually see over the top of the hill, the brow of the hill.
This one here coming over the top of the hill at turn 9, such an elevation drop.
The elevation is so much, and we usually only get that at Austin.
Yeah. It's such a big elevation change. That's what I love about it as well. It's really just fight. And there's another one coming out of turn 10 and 11.
Mind you, Spa is a bit like that in Eau Rouge, isn't it?
Yeah, Spa's a lot like that. Spa, as I said, 102 metres top hill.
Eau Rouge is that big and that. You, as you're going up, you see more and more of it. Whereas here, it's like what you call a humpback bridge used to be, and you just can't see the road beyond it.
And it's really terrifying, really, really terrifying to get it right all the time on the circuit.
Some of the drivers still have a little diagram in the cockpit somewhere, so that they know the shape of the track. That is very useful actually, because there's some of these tracks now are so complicated for different formulas that you could actually go down the wrong road. That happened in MotoGP recently, didn't it?
Yep.
One of them went down the wrong road.
How do you get down the wrong road? That's what we've seen a lot.
But he
recently.
didn't have a. It was the what in MotoGP you have a where when you get a sanction for something, you get to go on a runoff, which is a loop of road which is supposed to cost you 4 seconds, and
the long loop penalty. Yeah,
he took it by mistake.
Yeah, I remember that happening. Jack Miller. I remember that now.
It was Jack Miller, and he took it by mistake and then got sanctioned and had to do it for real.
Yeah, the long lap. Hamilton on the radio. Oh, well, Hamilton is having a go. The fastest two drivers in Q2 this season have either been separated by 1,000th or 2,000th of a second. So they've really been pushing. Q2 really has been the one to look forward to so far this year. Graphics on Formula One's official feed have failed. They haven't failed for us, though, because the green light is on and qualifying 2 is underway. Another 15 minutes to head out there on the track immediately. On the tyres you'll be starting your race with. Of course, when qualifying moves to Friday for those 3 sprint qualifyings we're having, we won't see this with drivers trying medium tyres to get through on. They're only allowed to use the soft tyres on those Friday qualifyings that we're going to have. So that'll be an interesting blast.
Well, last time I looked, Beth, Jack Miller was doing really well for Australia. So
yes, he was. Yeah, second on the grid, isn't he?
Yeah, he was third or second on the grid.
Third on the grid, because it's Quartararo, Morbidelli, and Miller 1, 2, 3 on the grid. Yeah,
and he's doing really well this season. So and he's a lovely lad, bit off his head, but
who isn't off their head in MotoGP? I think
they all have to be a bit. They all have to be a bit daft. I also I would like to speak to Marquez's dad.
Oh, really? Why?
Yeah, because I've never, what are the brothers called?
Alex.
No, the other.
Paul Espargaro and Aleix Espargaro.
Aleix Espargaro. Have you ever seen? I saw Aleix and Mark together.
Oh wow!
Right, together yesterday, and I never realised it before, but I think that Marc Marquez's dad had a bike.
Must have.
They are so similar in looks. It's amazing how similar Aleix Espargaro is to Marc Marquez.
They are quite similar, yeah.
And if you saw his dad, right, and you looked at them both, you would think that Alicia looks more like Mark's dad than Mark does.
Dan Snyder saying Danny Rick seems more cautious this year. He needs to drive it like he stole it. We watched Talladega Nights, didn't we? When the dad put half a gram of cocaine underneath the car to run away from the law. But it was really, what was it? What was Howard called?
I can't remember.
What was Howard's nickname? Fruit Loops. There were Fruit Loops, weren't there?
Fruit Loops.
That's it, yeah. Sainz crosses the line. First time on the board, 1:19.560. I've had to turn down the team radio because it was too loud in our ears. But Beth Tanner says, agreed to Dan Snyder. I reckon Norris's better comparison performance is affecting him too. Yeah.
Howard Wolowit's nickname on the space station was Fruit Loops.
Yeah. And that's what they were.
In Big Bang Theory.
That's where I was going because I couldn't remember the name of the actual cereal, but I know Dad would remember if I remembered it that way.
Fruit Loops.
We just saw as well, we're watching the graphic as Verstappen drops down the hill towards turn 9. That is what I mean when I say the elevation change here is so massive compared to normal. And Verstappen sets the fastest first sector and the fastest second sector. Leclerc, Sainz 1-2 at the moment.
Having said that the tyres wear evenly on this track, it's also a track that actually the tyres are a bit...
Yeah,
can grain very quickly,
very easily. Yeah, we saw that. Remember, Verstappen only locked up yesterday in practice 1.
The surface
had
of the
vibrations all the way around.
The surface of the tyre doesn't like to be going like that, and
Yeah.
the walls of the tyre don't like the amount of stress put on them with these sort of turns. And
Oh, sorry, Bottas flying over the top of the hill, nearly making contact with
I'm
Leclerc.
glad he knew where he was.
Yeah, he was almost hit Leclerc there as well. That was
Well, he
so
didn't
close.
know. And
Yeah.
what was Leclerc doing being that slow over a blind hill?
Yeah, that was a bit bad as well. It's very bad almost as well. Verstappen top 119.099. Leclerc second, Sainz third. Here comes the two Mercedes though. Bottas was fastest first two sectors. They've been replaced by Hamilton. Raikkonen goes P4.
Lewis is purple in both sectors up to now.
0.6 of a second faster goes Bottas, 118.458. Hamilton about to smash it. Oh, Lando Norris goes second and immediately gets out of the way of the toe of the Ferrari down the straight.
Half a second nearly off
Wow.
for Lewis.
On the 117.968 for Hamilton and on those medium compounds,
he's put a marker down.
And now Verstappen's going to try and beat him as well on that one because they don't want... It's been one-upmanships all weekend long with those two.
At least they're not following each other like they were in practice.
Russell, a very commendable 119.517 in that Williams. Perez goes fourth on a 118.845. Vettel.
Tsunoda.
Yeah, Sonoda's on the time. Here he is. P12 at the moment, but coming out of the last corner. All four wheels off the track, though. The exit of 14. That lap time's going to go. And Vettel goes fifth, 118.940. Lap time.
Of the people that's going to be eliminated in a minute, that could possibly be a factor.
Lap time deleted. Kimi Raikkonen, track limits at turn one. That's why Raikkonen's dropped down to 13th. Ocon goes fourth, 118.568. So it's Hamilton and Bottas 1-2 at the moment. And Alpine up there as well with Ocon in P4. That's
Can
a
you
great
imagine
job.
the concentration that you have to do on this undulating track?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's they're going to make mistakes. And you add the wind in and you've just got a lottery.
The big hope, of course, is that Sebastian Vettel gets through to the next part of qualifying. As I said, 15 races he has failed to get through
He's
into the fast.
at the moment.
Look, did you see the oscillation on the inside front there of Leclerc? The tyre was almost vibrating off of the real rim coming around there. That was unbelievable coming out the last corner.
Yeah, it doesn't like going over those little bumps.
Eighth for Leclerc, 119.107 as well. Hamilton pits.
I love the slow motion pictures when you see the tyre. What happens to a tyre on some of these corners?
Yeah. Turning Gasly down there in my ear because that was me. Gasly saying that he's got good rear grip, but no good front grip. Yeah, the fronts aren't working, he's saying. So, yeah.
So adjust your bias, one notch up and one notch down.
Verstappen out of the last corner, turn 15.
Up at the front and down at the back. And have a go a lap like that.
Verstappen can only manage fifth on those mediums. Remember, though, that Norris and Ocon have set their times on the soft compound, Hamilton Bottas on the mediums, but still, surprised Verstappen can't get close enough to the two Mercedes on the same tyre. That's an interesting run. Maybe a soft tyre start would be the best for everybody. They go out, put a set of mediums on, use that as a banker, and then see what you're going to go next, because nothing's really going to change out there. Only 4 cars out at the moment as well, isn't that? Verstappen, Perez, Leclerc, Alonso. Giovinazzi. He's out there somewhere as well, according to my monitor. No, Giovinazzi's in the pit lane. So, yeah, only 3 now. They're all going to come in, and that means the track's going to be silent at the end of this. Perez is 8 tenths down.
Speaking about what Ben and Dan are talking about, Beth and Dan are talking about, Danny Rick and Lando. Lando's been there 3 years.
Yeah.
This is a new car. We said the last time that we feel that, the Sainz at the Ferrari is the only one that's really got to grips with the new cars that they're in.
Scarily so, almost.
Yeah, very quick at getting used to it. And you'll see the best of Danny Rick from about 5th and 6th race in.
Yeah, which is, if I look at my calendar, Azerbaijan and Turkey.
At the last 2 teams he's been at, he's taken 5 or 6 races to get used to the car.
Looking at this, though, this is a good qualifying for Lando Norris. If we look at Monaco in end of May, last week before May, that's an incredibly good run because 3rd in Monaco, he can get at least through one of the Mercedes before turn 1.
You see, they all know the engineers of the driving. It's not so much the engineers of the driving changing their styles. It's what gets most of them is remembering what all the buttons on the machine do in front of them, called the steering wheel, and when you should use certain things. And you get help from your engineer, of what you should be doing. Your engineers are telling you you should be in this mode here and this mode there. But they've stopped them using some of the modes, haven't they? But
the party modes
the
have been
party
deleted.
modes
Yeah.
have gone and things like that for qualifying and that. But it takes a bit of getting used to. Not all the cars are different.
The track falls
I mean,
silent,
if the
yeah.
two best cars on this grid are the Red Bull and the Mercedes, and I'm sure that if you swap their drivers to the other ones, they would struggle as well
Oh,
for the
immediately,
first
yeah.
few races in
What was
the other
it? Yeah.
cars.
What was it? Patrese in '92 with Mansell and that Williams.
Best
always,
crash
yeah.
I ever saw
Yeah.
entering the pits. He nearly cut the car in half.
Yeah, that was a big.
There
one,
was a
yeah.
concrete boulder type thing to mark the start of the pits, and
Yeah.
he hit it, and literally the car was virtually cut in half.
Scary accidents. Raikkonen saying that's so difficult to see where cars out the track with the elevation, and that the team aren't helping with that.
I mean,
so,
talk about James Hunt being a party animal.
Oh,
Ricardo
Kimi is,
Patrese was.
Oh,
as well.
Patrese, yeah.
Oh,
But,
Kimi,
yeah.
Kimi was before he was married.
Yeah. Do you remember though? Patrese. Just go back with the cars thing. Go back to your point. Do you remember Patrese always said, "Oh, you're engineering his car better than mine." Mansell's getting all the good stuff. I'm getting nothing. So,
It was his excuse.
yeah, Patrese said this to Mansell. Had a massive go at him. I think it was in Belgium, and then he said, "All right, I'll take your car out."
Yeah.
And he got in his car in a practice session. Went around the track. He beat his own time that he did in his car.
Yeah.
He was about 0.4 of a second faster, and Patrese just shut up immediately.
Yeah,
And he-
because
yeah.
it's about his skill in the same car, not
Yeah.
the things. And that's been, we are surprised that Stroll, when he came to this, his practice sessions
Yeah.
have been pretty good.
He's been
And
there or
to be
thereabouts,
out
yeah.
first time was a bit of a shock to us.
I think he got held up in the traffic though. Do you remember he was in the midfield sector? They couldn't
And,
really get a clean
and
lap in.
the number of laps, main laps,
Yeah.
you know,
He did
laps
he
where
did
you would
10.
expect the tyres to be at their maximum. If you get one of them deleted, then you're going to have a second choice lap. And you're going to put more pressure. It's going to put more pressure on you. You're going to make more mistakes, and just like I did just now.
Yeah.
And more mistakes, and put more stress on the tyres. Right? Even on a track like this, which is undulating, the less stress you put on that tyre, the more performance you're going to get out of them.
Yeah. And as well, thinking about it, with Stroll, he did 10 laps in that last session, and he got held up on about 3 of them that we saw, and he had a lap time deleted as well. So yeah, it's going to be a factor of getting it round, and that's nearly all 4 wheels off for Carlos Sainz, trying to get round the outside there. Can't see which car it was for, because I think one of them dived into the pit lane. In fact, where is Sainz on the board? Sainz goes P9, and it's Vettel just behind him, I think, as Giovinazzi goes into P11. Yes, it was, across the line. Vettel's now
Danny's been
released
doing
ahead.
a lot of simulator work back at the factory
Yeah.
to get used to the buttons.
Leclerc P8. As much simulator as you can do, of course. There's a budget cap on even that now. That's why Anthony Davidson isn't with Sky F1 this weekend. He's not even at Mercedes HQ. He's racing right now in the 6 hours of Spa, the opening round of the World Endurance Championship for this year, and the first ever hypercar race. Predictable that the only 2 hypercars in the race are winning overall. Although the LMP2s are giving them a run for the money. Big lock-up for Charles Leclerc coming to the here for Tory VIP. I do love the Le Mans 24-hour, but I must admit, I'm getting a bit bored of not seeing more competitive action at the front end work. I mean, I'll watch the race
Endurance,
later. Yeah.
I mean, the Le Mans 24-hour Ant's crash
Yeah, that was a big one,
was
wasn't it? Yeah.
one of the worst I've ever seen. And
He survived it, yeah.
And he survived it, and that's amazing. I think the next race, the lad in the Porsche died, didn't he?
Yeah, the
With
year
a
later,
in a
yeah.
similar crash.
Hit
at
the
the
back of the
woodland
tree.
area.
Yeah, but he hit the back of the tree,
Yeah.
in the Porsche the next year. Although Ant's crash, it always makes me laugh a little bit. I know it shouldn't, but the crash didn't actually break his back. What broke his back is the fact that he climbed out with a pulled back muscle
Yeah.
and laid flat on the bonnet of the car, and that's what broke his back. It wasn't the initial crash or flipping over.
His wife thought.
Yeah.
His wife honestly thought he was dead.
Yeah. It was a horrible one as well.
It was
and
horrible.
I remember
And,
Georgie.
I know that
Yeah.
quite a few of his colleagues thought
Yeah.
he'd gone.
I remember Georgie interviewing him.
It was a long time before we saw any movement.
Yeah. And then he got out the car lid on the bonnet and thought, oh, right then. And then we heard a lot more. And Alan McNish stepped in, didn't he, for a couple of races?
Yeah.
And that was a great one. And
I mean, Alonso keeps a deck chair in the back of his car.
Yeah, always. Last 42 seconds and a Q2. This is where the interesting stuff starts to happen.
It's a better place to sun yourself.
Yeah. Sonoda, good first sector. We're riding with Pierre Gasly right now. He's fighting that car. Look at the graining, though, on the inside front of that soft tyre. These tyres are going to be tortured tomorrow as well. And this is the first time we're racing here in May in bright sunshine. Let me tell you, it will be warm. Gasly goes 8th, the 1:19.052 with 17 seconds left. Sonoda is down in that second sector. He might not get another time there because he just went off the track. I swear he went off the track there at 14.
He may have done. Sonoda is carrying on for another lap.
He might just get it as well.
Lewis has gone into the pits.
Oh, Sonoda goes 12th, doesn't go through, but can start another lap, but he's closed the DRS. I think Sonoda's out of qualifying. We all look to see if Vettel can get through for the first time in 15 races. The checkered flag's out. Giovinazzi going to try and stop him there. Russell's on a time as well. Giovinazzi crosses the line for Alfa Romeo. Can't improve. Stays P11 with a 1:19.216. Alonso goes P12. He's out of qualifying. We already know about Sonoda. So this is great news. Vettel for the first time in 15 races, he's through to Q3. Cross the line goes Raikkonen. Raikkonen on the radio saying he's messed up the last corner, and that's why. He's out. He's P15. Sainz improves to P6. Leclerc, 10th at the moment for Ferrari. Can he improve up the order? Because don't forget about George Russell. He's still up there. Leclerc goes 6th. Russell coming across the line. Russell's looking quick. Russell goes P11. That is the first time Williams have topped the Q2 elimination zones. That is a fantastic qualifying for George Russell. Yes, he's been eliminated.
But he's in 11th.
Yeah, he's top of the elimination board. He's not 15th. Russell, that is an amazing qualifying for the Williams. It's a step in the right direction. He's on the radio, and he can't believe it. That he said he's come close before that, but look at that. What's the gap? Gasly 1:19.052, Russell 1:19.109.
It shows the improvements in that
car.
Wow.
And out goes Alonso. Alonso out too. We already knew about Sonoda. Yeah, Russell asking how close was he to Q3, but that is so close. And don't forget, we saw Gasly go all four wheels off the track. Maybe his lap time had been
like we were saying about Sainz, Sainz was just 400 tenths behind Leclerc.
I must admit, whoever thought of
proves he's used to the car.
Whoever thought of going for ad breaks on Sky Sports F1 in between the qualifying sessions, you need to be taken into a dark room and taught a lesson, because I'm sorry, we're missing team radio, we're missing footage out there. That's not good enough. As I drop the mask.
I thought we were getting team radio still.
I thought, well, we will, but no, I mean, going through that as well, that's just not good enough. But what a qualifying. Russell, Giovinazzi, Alonso, Sonoda and Raikkonen are eliminated, but that is great news. If your name is George Russell, you're going through and starting 11th on the grid. That's brilliant news. Free tyre choice. Might actually go well up there as well tomorrow. I don't know why that's playing. See, it's got a mind of its own today. Mind of its own. But yeah, so now we get ready and ready to start Q3. It will be a total of 12 minutes of the session. So we'll be able to tell you in a second when that's going to start. Hopefully it won't take long. Who do you think is going to be on pole then? Hamilton or Bottas? Because Hamilton's just gone 4 tenths. Hamilton 1:17.968, remember. That is an astonishing time. And I'm actually quite surprised about that, to be fair. I didn't expect him to be that fast across that line. I thought it would be a little bit, well, just a little bit off of what we've seen.
Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah, because I try and do that.
It's one of those things that makes Formula One interesting, because of the fact that you guess these things, and then some of the drivers fail and some of the drivers improve.
He said he thought Lando was going to give him a little toe. The Twitch quartet wanting a toe out there, it seems. I would have. Give him a toe, Lando.
But Lando's got up there in third place. Ocon, like we said in practice 2 yesterday, is doing really well again.
Yeah.
Gasly's not doing as well as we thought, and Danny Rick hasn't done as well as we hoped. But George has really pulled it out. That's the best qualifying that Williams has done for years. There's a picture of Danny Rick.
Danny Rick is not looking happy, is he, out there at the moment? He is looking very, very angry. I wouldn't be surprised if there's some words that we can't hear later on about all that.
It's very unusual that you see Danny like that. He's despondent.
That's going to be one to watch coming forward. So, Q3, getting underway in a couple of minutes' time. Let's switch back. Look, do you know what I mean about mind of your own? The graphics just going mad. I need to change these hotkeys around at the moment. So,
I'm
ready
getting
for Q3.
really tired.
It's getting really warm in here as well, have you noticed?
No.
So, get your predictions in as well. Back at who you're watching. Absolutely boggers from Lando and George. Lando goes P3 over the line as well, so that's an impressive one. We're nearly at the end of qualifying.
We've always told you that our two younger drivers are just absolutely brilliant. You know, when Lewis does retire, they will take the flag for us and fly it because, you know, George will probably be in a Mercedes then.
Oh, for sure. It'll be in a Mercedes, yeah.
And Lando's career is just going up and up at the moment. You know, he's the one that they're all looking at. All the other teams are going, wow, we didn't realise he was that good. But we've seen him since he was a young teenager. And he's always been...
Back at the Ginettas, wasn't it?
Yeah, even in the Ginettas.
Sonoda being told P14 over the radio. He says that the car's
when he was
too unstable.
In the Ginettas, he was so small, he could you just saw his helmet between... with steering wheel and
to be fair,
steering wheel,
the same
little head at the top.
The same could be said for Yuki Tsunoda now. To be fair, with the extender pedals, he's really not happy with the balance of that car either. Just saying on the radio there just now about how the rear was sliding, he couldn't get a good clean lap in as well. It's all being a
Tsunoda
bit
is overconfident. He's more confident in his actual skill set. We said that he was about 8th or 9th in the season last year
in Formula 2.
In Formula 2. And so he wasn't one of the best of drivers, but he's very good on his tyres and he's very good at tactics. And what he lacks in a little bit of skill, he will get with experience, you know.
So for the first time...
He's one for the future.
Yeah. For the first time then, since the 2020 70th anniversary Grand Prix, which is, including this race, 16 races ago, 15 before the green light, Sebastian Vettel will take part in a qualifying 3 session. And he's going to massively out-qualify Lance Stroll. They seem to have switched this weekend.
Christian never uses his computer on the pit wall.
He isn't, is he? He's just sort of standing there. Everyone else is typing, looking away. Christian always just watches the monitors and just looks what's been put in front of him.
Well, he says there's something wrong with this keyboard because, you know, it doesn't go ABC.
Oh, I've had those. We're coming up then to the green flag. I think if we open up the countdown, you can see it's 40 seconds until the light goes green. It's a 12-minute session, so take that as 33 seconds until the green flag comes out. We'll put the light on when it does for qualifying. There's your countdown to green. Q3, another 12 minutes ahead of us. Hamilton, Bottas, Norris, Ocon, Verstappen, Leclerc, Sainz, Perez, Vettel, Gasly, all going out on the track.
What worries me, has Lando
done it all
too early?
Yeah.
Peaked too early.
Gasly coming out of the pit lane there, already in the way. They're all coming out early, but the green light now has only just gone on. So the final part of qualifying for the Portuguese Grand Prix is underway. Cars immediately heading out onto the track. I think they're all going out there at the moment. Hamilton, Bottas, Norris, Leclerc, Sainz, Gasly all going out. We see Verstappen and Perez coming down the order too. Still no sign of Vettel at the moment. But Hamilton currently is P1. He is 0.4 of a second faster from where Bottas was last time. So we'll keep an eye out there. But yeah, cars coming out on the track. Only Ocon, Verstappen and Vettel haven't come out yet.
And in a track that a tow is helpful, you know, you've got Hamilton behind Bottas. You've got Sainz is a little bit further back than Leclerc.
Oh, wow.
But he's in front of him.
Ayrton Senna.
Brilliant.
That's Ayrton Senna Of course, Ayrton won his very first ever race on the 21st of April 1985 at the
There is
Estoril
a
track.
brilliant. I think it's made of lead or something.
Yes, there is. Yeah.
New sculpture of him
Yeah.
sat on a wall that day
Next to the Lotus. Yeah.
next to the Lotus that he won in. And the overalls are exactly the same, and
Yeah.
they've he's very, very talented whoever did that, because it is absolutely brilliant.
Absolutely. Yeah. And you know what I love as well? Brazil, of course, speak Portuguese. He's Brazilian. He won his first race here in Portugal. He won the race at Interlagos as well. The two victories, he says, mean the most to him. His first win in Portugal, Estoril, and his first win at Sao Paulo, Interlagos.
Beth asks about the contract, Vettel's contract.
2
Now,
years.
it's quite interesting, right? Because Sebastian has got a 2-year contract with them, with Aspi Samanti, otherwise known as Aston Martin.
Oh, right.
And
Are you sure you're not on the train? Yeah, go on.
well, I'm that far away from that thing that I'm reading now.
Yeah, you
It
are
says
right. I was on about Beth.
Asti Samanti.
Yeah, you're right.
It's Aston Marti. Asti, it's up to him whether he does the second year of that contract.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of rumours that he will be replaced if he doesn't choose to do that, to fulfil the contract without any problem. But he won't leave the team.
No,
That
he'll go into a managerial role, isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, that he will go into a managerial, a bit like DC did
Yeah.
at Red Bull, and become like the driver manager.
It'll work, yeah.
But I think he'll do 2 years personally, and then become the driver manager, like DC did. Although DC in his last year was doing the job of being the driver and driver manager. So, and Sebastian did it.
He did, yeah.
At Red Bull, to
Verstappen!
a large extent, didn't he?
Verstappen coming up into turn 4 on his first run. Massive oversteer. Went all 4 wheels over the curb. So that lap time for sure is deleted on the track. So a big snap of oversteer. And of course, they've only got 2 tyres. The one Pirelli set that they give them of the soft compounds. Then they've got the others out there as well. For the ones they've saved over from Q2 for an additional safety run that they get to use. But that's why I think we're only just seeing now Vettel on an out lap, because it's going to be there. Ocon, 119.482. But Lewis Hamilton today is looking to make history, to become the very first driver in Formula One to make it a century of pole positions. 100 pole positions. Across all of motorsport, he'll be only the third driver or rider to do it in history.
And will the winner of the sprint race be deemed a pole winner?
We haven't been listening to that, have we? We haven't asked that question, but 118.209 for Verstappen. We've seen them come down to 117 from Hamilton, so Verstappen's got to improve.
The reason the team's like that is that it'll use
Oh,
less
it's
tyres.
Sorry, it's gone. It's gone. Verstappen's time has been deleted by the stewards.
Yeah.
He's down to P9. Norris now goes top, 119.116. Across the line comes Leclerc, 119.306. Bottas is fastest and goes 7 tenths faster, 118.348. He has to improve.
All these deletions have been at turn 4, haven't they?
Yeah, Hamilton is 7 thousandths off of Bottas' time. Bottas currently on provisional pole position from Sainz in 3rd and Hamilton's P2. Perez comes across the line, goes 3rd now. Verstappen has got to go again. He's only going to get 1 shot at qualifying with that lap time being deleted. And yes, you're right, Dad, they've all been at turn 4.
Also, it's the time of the. This is the thing about Q3. Why the sprint race might be a bit better.
Yeah.
Right? There's pros and cons with the sprint race. I don't really like the idea, but
Yeah, that's our deleted confirmation, yeah.
You're about to have the lull, right? And that is where you've been out for the first 2 or 3 laps, then you'll go in, change your tyres, and wait for the last
2 minutes or
2
3,
minutes or 3 minutes. They'll start coming in now, and just waiting for that last 2.5 minutes.
Yeah. Whereas the sprint qualifying will be a constant race. Yeah, which is it's interesting. I would like, as I said, I don't like the idea of it changing, but I'd like to see what it's going to do. we can't criticise completely or say, oh, no, that won't work without seeing it.
See it without seeing it.
So I'm open to seeing it, but
It
my initial
uses less
thoughts,
tyres.
Yeah.
And you'll have more tyres left for the race.
Yeah, and no mandatory pit stop either in the sprint qualifying. So
No.
you can choose one tyre for 100 kilometres. They'll all do it. All compounds will do 100 kilometres on one stint. So that is going to be an interesting factor. Who's going to manage the tyres as well? So we might actually see Norris win a sprint race and start on pole because he's managed his tyres better. It's an interesting strategy. And I think, actually, I've just remembered...
It will enhance people like Tsunoda, who he's still learning, but we know that Tsunoda is very good with his tyres.
I've just gone through in my brain and I've tried to remember, as far
Someone
as
has to.
as far as I know, the actual pole stat of who gets pole position will still count the actual qualifying on the Friday, because that's the normal current 3-tier qualifying. So whoever gets pole on the Friday
Gets
the honour of having one pole in their career. I don't think the sprint qualifying will count as a pole, which seems weird because you do start on pole for the race. 5 to go at the moment. Hamilton,
I know it'll
99
be 5
poles.
long minutes to me because I'm not feeling well at all.
It'll breeze through quite quickly. I'll do some talking.
If there was
it's
some
alright.
breeze, that would be better.
Well, hang on a minute.
No, don't turn it off.
I can turn that to fan mode
No,
to give you a bit of cool air. Anyway, let's go through then while you have a little bit of a rest and go through the pole positions to give you. If Lewis Hamilton gets pole, it'll be a 100th career pole position. If Bottas gets it, it'll be number 17. For Verstappen, it'll be his 5th. Perez, it'll be his first ever pole. The same goes for Carlos Sainz and Lando Norris. For Charles Leclerc, if he gets it, it'll be pole position number 3 of his career. Pierre Gasly, it'll be his first. Esteban Ocon, his first. Sebastian Vettel, if he manages to get pole, which is very unlikely, it'll be his 58th of his career. Max Verstappen, as I already said, if he gets it, it'll be pole position number 5 in his career at the moment, as they're all beginning to head down the track with 4 minutes to go. So I wonder if they're all just thinking in their minds, we could have a lap time deletion. Hamilton's on mediums.
Was there, can I just ask, was that Perez or talking about asking if the car was okay, or was it on the last...
So no, Hamilton. It was Hamilton. You're right. It was Hamilton. Hamilton asking on the radio. We'll hear it again in our earphones.
No, one of them was asking if the car was okay.
So Hamilton's going for mediums. Ocon
in the Alpine. Alpine.
Yeah. Ocon saying that he hit the curb out of turn 11 and he's asking if the car is okay. Well, it must be okay. He's back out on the track at the moment. Hamilton was given the choice over the radio. Do you want to go for soft tyres or medium? And he came back over saying medium.
Yeah, he chose it.
He chose to go medium.
And Lewis has been doing that all his career.
Oh, hang on a minute. Look, I'm going to get my words out here eventually once my brain catches up. Verstappen has gone out on a brand new set of soft tyres. Bottas and Hamilton have gone out medium. Now, can they get a good time, a Q3 time on mediums?
You're about to find out.
If that happens, I would be shocked if a medium tyre, which, by the way, remember at the top of the programme, when I gave you the stats here...
But remember what we were saying about how this circuit, right, causes stress on the tyres.
Bottas being told that the wind seems to have picked up. But remember, the gap between the soft and the medium compound, the C3 and the C2, is 9/10 of a second. And the wind has picked up. It's 21.9 kilometres at the start of this session. It was 15. So maybe they're thinking that the mediums can bite more into it. Yeah, so it is a crosswind, you're right. Maybe they're thinking the mediums can bite into the track more than the softs can.
Yeah, but as we've seen, because of the stress that is put on the tyres at these things, the softs are going to bend more
and
grain more than the mediums.
So this could be a very good call, actually, from Bottas and Hamilton at Mercedes.
Mercedes are the only ones that are on the mediums. The others are all on the softs.
So we'll watch their laps with great interest. They're coming out of the last couple of corners now. Verstappen. Vettel is on his time now. He's just starting it. But now, Verstappen is the only one now. Norris is being told that Verstappen hasn't set a lap time yet. Don't give him any favours, so don't let him through.
By.
Yeah. And he's coming up to him now, and he's off the road again.
He's off the road, all 4 wheels.
And he's down in the first sector, Verstappen. He is bad.
Max could get away with that, though.
I don't think
It wasn't
Verstappen.
turn 4.
I don't think Verstappen's going to take pole position here. He's off the track again. He's just on the curb exit coming out of Samson down to Craig Jones at turn 9. And there goes Norris getting out of the way. That would have compromised him a little bit. I don't think Verstappen's going to have to go for another run. He's 3/10 off the pace of Bottas. He's going to start P3, but he's so far off the time at the moment. I think they've messed it up here at Red Bull. I think Verstappen is going to have to go for another run. So he'll cross the line with time remaining. He's all 4 wheels nearly off the track. Vettel just compromised coming in the last corner. It's been a scruffy lap. He's down in all 2 sectors. Verstappen does go third, but he's 4
He will get
tenths
another
off.
lap in.
He's going for it as well. He hasn't shut the DRS, so Verstappen is going for another run. He's warmed at the tyres, and now he's going to go for it. The team clap because he will start 3rd and 4th. Red Bull locked out the second row. Bottas is going at the moment for pole position number 17 in his career. Hamilton might have to wait until the next race in Spain in 7 days to make it 100 pole positions. Checkered flag out in 3 seconds. Sainz, the first to meet it at the line. Sainz goes P5 for Ferrari. 1:19.039. He's going to out-qualify Leclerc at the moment. Hamilton's down in the first sector by 4 tenths. Bottas is on pole. It's done. Valtteri Bottas takes his first pole position of the year. And it's pole number 17 of his career. Hamilton is fighting that car coming out of turn 14. It's exactly as you said. It is a crosswind. And it has cost the crescendo moment at the end of qualifying. Hamilton crosses the line. It's not a century. It's his teammate Valtteri Bottas who now can take pole position 17 on the board. Fantastic!
There's Norris coming up, and then Verstappen are behind him.
Norris is pitted, so he's given up. Verstappen's given up as well. Second sector, so's Perez. They're all over. They can't improve at the time. Sainz and Ocon already taken the checkered flag. Can't see anyone else improving. Vettel has improved to P10, so he starts 10th, 1:19.659. But everyone else slowed in the first sector.
Of course, by using the mediums, right?
Yeah.
The two Mercedes have now got a fresh set of softs.
Yeah.
For the race tomorrow,
And,
more than the others.
Verstappen has just whacked into the number 3 board.
I don't think he's pleased.
What is that? He kicked off, I think, the actual stand protector, the weight that's put there to stop you hitting into it. Well, the wind causes the problem, and well, that is a shocker because Valtteri Bottas has taken pole. Now he can get his championship challenge off to the right start. We're billing this as Hamilton versus Verstappen fight 3. Is this when Valtteri comes to play? Pole 17, first of the year. And on the radio is just saying, yes, he's quite calm, isn't he, on the radio? Quite content as well.
I told you. Valtteri's in a different mindset. He's not at all struggling with his mind this weekend. He seems happy.
Yeah, that is a shocker. So it's Bottas, Hamilton, Verstappen, Perez, Sainz.
You saw
top
it
5.
in practice 3 this morning that he was very much on the ball with this track.
Yeah.
And it suited him.
He's had a pole position already this year. So he had a podium already this year back at Bahrain. This is his first pole of the season, and he has bounced back big time from his accident. And don't forget as well, that car at the beginning of qualifying had its entire gearbox taken off to fix a tiny little sensor. And let's have a look then. Beth saying, I wonder if Vettel hasn't had a word with the team in recent days to say something like, give me and my car more attention or I'll walk mid-season. Also, sprint races, good or bad? I think we answered that, didn't we? That we're with sprint quality.
There is good or bad with the sprint races. We've got to see one to work it out.
Yeah.
We did try something similar about 15, 20 years ago.
Something, yeah. The single shot, wasn't it?
It's the single shot qualifying, and it
that was all
didn't
right.
work.
Oh, well,
It was okay, but it didn't work.
The start of elimination qualifying was very much like a race.
The point of qualifying is that it brings the people watching get excitement.
Was that Verstappen talking with his engine? Which Christian was it?
I don't know who. I thought it was. I thought it was Perez, wasn't it?
It could be. I think it was Perez. Yeah, right.
right? But he clearly didn't want the camera in his face whilst doing it.
Yeah, so it's a Mercedes 1-2, Red Bull 3-4 on the grid. Sainz starts 5th for Ferrari.
I wonder what's upset him.
Probably that lap time deletion has to be, and the fact that he made him, it was Perez, you're right, and Verstappen. Now Verstappen has got to keep calm. He's had a bad qualifying. He must bounce back in the race.
He's going to get those days. Everybody does.
He's got to bounce back in the race. Has to. So does Lewis. Lewis, this is a blow for him as well, if you think about it. He needs to get ahead in this title fight. He needs to break away from Verstappen. He's now going to have to pass Bottas on the track tomorrow. And Bottas is looking mighty this weekend as well. That pole was no accident.
I didn't see him bump fists with Valtteri.
No, I didn't either. Valtteri did it with Lewis.
Yeah.
And I didn't see it with. I saw Max do it with only. Yeah, other way around. Very unusual. Right. What's your moment of qualifying then overall?
I don't know.
Yeah, quite a confusing one, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's about to come.
With the radio messages. Max on the radio. So we'll keep quiet for a couple of seconds while we hear. It says qualifying was very difficult to drive. Struggling for grip.
I've worked it out, by the way. It's George.
George 11th, yeah.
11th.
Yeah. George P11 was better.
I didn't say what I initially thought because I thought, oh, there's another one that's better.
Bottas, Hamilton, Verstappen, Perez starting on the mediums tomorrow. Sainz, Ocon, softs. Same as Norris. And I presume Leclerc starts on mediums. Yep.
As usual.
Gasly starts soft. And 10th for Vettel starts on soft.
The wind, the tyres, and never the driver.
Yeah, he's just complained a lot there, wasn't it? It was the wind, pushed me out the tyres. He made the mistake into turn 4. The grip, yeah. He made the mistake into turn 4. He was the one who took too much speed and went over the curb. He overcorrected mid-corner.
He'll have a better day tomorrow.
Yeah, driver of the session, the wind, says Beth on the grid chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, the wind certainly has played a factor. Right, we're going to go off air because we have guests that we need to also see further back. So we'll take away that and get ready for the outro. So then, Dad, I honestly think tomorrow all hell's going to break loose down to turn 1.
Yeah, it's usually turn 2 and 3 that the main problems. They approach turn. They have a long run to turn 1, and it's about the braking at turn 1, and then you're juggled up, and people have made mistakes. Then when you get to turn 2, you're jostling, and when you get to the apex of turn 3. People usually hit each other there.
Absolutely. Remember last year? Several contacts, including Perez and Verstappen, who made contact last year. So, we're back tomorrow. First of all, with the MotoGP race. Megan's in commentary for that one. We get underway at 12:30 with a build-up for that, including the Moto E race as well. And we will be on air at 2:30 British Standard Time for the build-up of the race. Lights out at 3 o'clock as well. My thanks to Ian Birch for the commentary. Thanks to all of you for joining. We'll be back tomorrow as well. What are you doing?
I'm going to do my stand-up comedian job now.
Okay. Bye for now from us all, with Valtteri Bottas taking pole position from Lewis Hamilton 2nd. Max Verstappen starts 3rd. The fight for the Portuguese Grand Prix is already underway. First blood, Valtteri Bottas. Bye for now.